All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praise and glories unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Harachachodash, that belong to our apostles, the bishops, the elders of the great millstone. Greetings, salutations, blessings, much love unto you, hopefully elect out there. Shalom unto you. All right, brush required with a quick video here. This should be straight to the point. And when I was watching the elder brothers at in Dallas, their live stream earlier, um, something that they said kind of sparked a thought within me, which is the inspiration of this lesson. So I think this was the part, but it was kind of a theme throughout the whole stream. But this should be pretty much straight to the point. Let me play the video.
15. Because you ain't in the car with your woman no more. You in the car with Eric. Yes, this is Jeremiah 18 and 15. Because my people have forgotten me, they have burned incense to vanity, the West. They have caused them to stumble in the ways from the ancient paths, to walk in paths in a way not cast up. They tricked you into thinking that the way of righteousness, the way the Lord told us to walk, is something that, maybe we should do it this way. It's so foreign to you that when you actually hear it, it seems like it's the wrong thing, or you look down at us bringing out what it says. Right.
And so I might play a little bit more, but that's kind of the point, which is the average person hears, the righteousness and the statute, laws, and commandments and the wisdom of the scriptures, and they kind of frown at it. Okay. And I mean, there's other scriptures that I didn't put on here that may be coming to mind now, but that's the point, though. Okay, but for us, we heard it, and we were and it was moved. Matter of fact, I do got one real quick. Let me grab it. Isaiah 30 verse 21, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. That's the Holy Spirit talking to us. Okay, those that were predestined have a piece, if you will, for to just create the understanding of it, have a piece of Yahweh Shai, of the Holy Spirit within us, that when, that's how we know whose are his. Yahweh chose us from the beginning, okay? Or called us, Lord willing, chosen, I should say. Okay, Lord willing, I'm of the elect as well, right? But it sparks something in you, and when you hear it, it sounds good to you. It sounds right to you. Okay, it activates something within you. All right, and as I'm saying these words, a lot of other precepts come to mind, but I'm gonna try to keep this to the point, because they did an excellent job going through it at camp. But I just want to kind of highlight and land back a little bit off of it. It said, this is the way, walk ye in it, when you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left. All right, so let's go back to the video.
Yep, and you burn an incense to vanity, and you try to establish these Western standards that you've been raised with into the truth. All right, but the reason you don't have rest for your souls is that you're not willing. There's a preface to the book, Customs of the Ancient World, that we always go into. There's a preface, Manners and Customs. There's a preface in the intro to that book, and then, man, it speaks volumes to what we're talking about. I think I got it on my old other phone. I got it on the PDF. Yeah, get the preface. Get the preface. There you go. Read the preface. This is the preface in the Manners and Customs book. Because you got to change. Get Romans 12. Whatever you gonna get. This is the preface in the Manners and Customs book. It reads, though the Bible is adapted to all nations, it is in many respects an Oriental book. Right. Now, what does all nation? What does it mean? Because everybody's translated. It's translated into people's languages wherever you at. However, it's an Oriental book. Okay, going back to the East. Yes. Right.
Real quick, for all people, because Jake would have to be fished from all, gathered from all, the midst of all people. Okay, because we've been scattered and our seed has been mingled, not the seed, but our people have been scattered in amongst all nations, and we have to gather them back in. Okay, so that would only make sense that it would be translated, but not to gather in every nation of people. Okay, but the Israelites that are scattered amongst the other nations, the Israelite foreigners. All right.
Go ahead. Oriental book, it represents the modes, the thought, and the peculiar customs of a people who in their habits widely differ from us. Right, they differ from us. You were raised DuckTales. As a young man, by the time you were 12, you were trained in arts in the ancient world. You didn't know nothing about no goddamn Scrooge McDuck. Chipping down the way we were raised here. Warming the honey bun up for 3 seconds and taking it out the microwave. We wasn't doing that in the ancient world. Sitting on the phone playing Mario Brothers.
All right, so it says that's where a lot of, and I think he's about to say it, a lot of our people struggle to detach from this current state of the world to adapt their mind back into the ancient world. Matter of fact, I have a precept, 2 Ezra 14, verse 34. Therefore, if so be that you will subdue your own understanding, okay? Forget what you've been taught by someone else. That's why we have to be born again. That's why we're weaned from the milk. I'm gonna get that, but we as newborn babes, we desire the sincere milk of the word. Okay, we go back to being like newborn babes, learning everything all over again, starting with erasing the BS of this Western world, like the brother said, microwaves and smartphones. You got to get out of that modern modern mentality and get into an ancient custom lifestyle, remembering that there wasn't instant fire. There wasn't lighters like that. Okay, they didn't have a big lighter. They didn't have, certain microwaves and stoves. They had to go create a fire, gather the wood and kindling and rub rocks together, and so on and so forth. All right. It's a different way of thinking, and this is how you have to do it. So therefore, if so be that you will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts, which is your mind, okay, from thinking that the righteousness that's perceived of this world, which is actually evil or wickedness, and then the upside down, turning upside down of things, making the ancient righteousness what it should be, of what is to be followed, okay? As for the old paths, it says, matter of fact, I'll get it next. It says, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy. Okay, we're not going to get too deep into that. That's a lesson for another day, but let me grab that other one. Jeremiah 6:16, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see. And as for the old paths, what do you mean stand ye in the ways? Look at the ways of the people of the earth and see for yourself, man. Do the experiment for yourself. Look around and notice that this Western world, the way of what you get to choose your gender, you get the microwaves and processed foods, things that cause cancer. These aren't the way of life, man. Jake over here dying. If Jake make it to 21, let alone 18, with all the city inner city gangs and whatever else, that's already a milestone. And he don't have to know anything. Okay, he don't have to have any kind of high school or whereabouts or knowledge or faith or belief. But then again, if you make it to 50, it's another milestone you got past. Because a lot of our people die around that age, man. They're just hard living. Okay, so when you get into the higher ages, 70s, 80s, now it's like, okay, he's lived a full life. Okay, and the ability to live longer than that, if you live this righteous way, is there for you, right? It says, as for the old, let me see, stand ye in the ways and see, and as for the old paths, where is the good way, right? And walk therein, the righteous way, right? And ye shall find rest for your souls, but they said we will not walk therein because it's too far-fetched to go back. Oh, that was then. because women don't want to live a certain way, because men don't want to live with women that they don't understand how they're thinking. That's chaste now. Now they're not just little floozies and doing the slut thing as they're doing now and today. The straight whore thing now with this new batch of almost new batch of women out there. It's just the whore way. Okay, they're going straight up. I mean, not even like this. It was the turn to the stripper, and it was like, oh, okay, you know. But now it's just straight whore culture now for our women, for Jake women. Okay, and times are making them revert to that because how tight things are getting. Okay, in this country, in the world anyway. All right, so let me go back to the video.
The daughter was by the time she was 12, she understood fully how to what? Serve. She was being prepared to be a wife from the time that she was young to the time she was ready to be given off as a wife. Okay? Go ahead, brother.
It says most customs usages, all that you can set down to score of the national, social, and conventional are precisely as different from yours as the East is different from the West.
The East is different from the West, man. Go ahead. Yeah.
They sit when you stand.
They sit when you stand. Things we do, all right, when we stand, they sit, and vice versa, man. Yeah. Go ahead.
They lie when you stand.
All right, so I'll take that and run with the video. And it's funny because once you are around brothers that have been called to this truth or willing chosen, right? You start to realize that we always was off also. We were always the opposite of what everybody else was. We didn't go with the masses like that. Our natural minds gravitated to something different, man. And sometimes, like particularly for me, you'd be ridiculed for that because you thought through things, but then they look back and once the smoke cleared from whatever happened, they'd be like, dang, I knew you knew the right way. I should just did what you did. I knew it was going to work out. Okay? Showing that we had a sense of wisdom in trying to figure out the right, discern the right path to move on. Okay? And so that is where this lesson picks up from. I'll leave that there. Tune in to that video, man. It's an excellent video. Okay, excellent, edifying. All right, as usual. All right, so Lord, what I remember to put in the comments and the description box. Anyway, so let's just start at the top. I just jotted down a few that came to mind. Proverbs 1 and 2. Matter of fact, 1 and 1. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel. And they went into it. The whole book is the law, okay? Because the proverb is a command anyway, right? Anyway, they mention this in the video. It says to know wisdom, and this is what you should be seeking if you have that different type of mind, okay? We're not looking for the average 2/3 Jake. That's when you go into, the TikToks and the YouTube shorts and the Instagrams of what people was doing yesterday, Super Bowl Sunday. And you see how or 2 days ago, whatever it was, and you see how they were operating. They got their jersey on, they got their hats on, shoes in the house, fully dressed, drank, in front of the TV, frustrated because their team is losing, or cheering because their team is winning. They act like they about to get paid, man, like they winning money and they about to get the trophy to sit in their living room. People bug the hell out, man, over something so frivolous that don't even have the fair chance of just pure competition to see who's the better. They have who's the better actor. Okay, and don't get me wrong, you still like WWE is still athletic. What the things they're doing are still athletic, but the drama surrounding it and the outcome is already set, man. You can damn near see it. I mean, the way they're breaking this Super Bowl apart and the halftime show and all of this, come on, man. And if you were E, why would you leave any of this to chance? I'm trying to remember where it was said, but it was like large amounts of wealth don't change hands on accident, like by chance. It's not chance that it's going to change hands like that. The world isn't set up like that. I don't know if that was a movie or a quote or something, but I kind of remember that. You wasn't going to go in there and put I'm gonna put. I already know that the Chiefs is gonna win, so I'm gonna put 500,000 or 15 million on the Chiefs to win. You know, and then you do that, and then all of a sudden, you now a multi-millionaire. You know, or a billionaire, whatever the case was spread, or however that goes. All right, that can't happen now in E's world. E has complete control over everything. Okay, this man, how you gonna let that be left to chance? But you can't put $500 in your bank account without the IRS tapping in now. All right, this is what they've moved the control level unto. All right. Anyway, it says to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, judgment, and equity. And a lot of us, this is what we want, man. We want it just to be right, man. We want it to be fair. Okay. I just want to look for something that makes sense, in a positive, righteous sense. It says to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity, right? To give subtlety to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion. So our people, this is exactly what our people need, to have this type of depth, if you will, peculiar spirit about us. All right, we're supposed to be wise, man. All right, it says a wise man will hear and will increase learning, and that's the difference. You talk to some of these niggas, man, and I grew up around some niggas, man. You talk to them, and no matter what you say, they're against it. If it takes this nigga over here thinking, you think too much. Oh, I think too much? No, I think. I don't think I'm better than everybody. I think. Therefore, I feel I am better because I make better decisions. Because I think if you thought, you'd be better too. Okay? But some of our people don't want the hassle and the responsibility of being responsible and really taking life serious. They just want to go with the flow, go with the herd. Okay? It says, and will increase learning, and a man of understanding will attain unto wise counsel. You're going to know where that proper watering hole is at, man, where you're going to get fed at. Okay? To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise are their dark sayings. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. All right, and that's when you come to this truth, you realize that's where the beginning of all this starts at, the fear of the Lord. Okay, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. All right, which is the difference, because they have that Western mind, right? 2 Timothy 2:2, it says, and the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also. Okay, and that's what when we heard this, we're like, oh, this is what it's about. Let me get with that. Let me get into that. Let me be about that. Okay, and that's what's important. We hear these things and it just vibes with our spirit outside the box. Okay, don't get me wrong. We all, I don't say we all, but I even used to watch the All-Star game and the Super Bowl, and whether I had a team or not wasn't the point, but I would just enjoy the game and commercials and so on and so forth. Now, I don't even look at it like that. Like, I may catch the highlights now or whatever, but, I'm not concerned about it at all. I mean, and this is the whole time I've been in this truth, particularly here in Vegas. I haven't caught any major sporting event that comes on a Sunday, and I don't care, nor do I miss it. And like brothers was saying, man, you go to work on Monday and they're like, hey man, you catch I know you saw the game, man, you see that one commercial? I ain't see none of that. Man, what was you doing that you didn't watch the game? I was at church. I was at church, bro. You're like, oh, then they look at you like you doing something wrong. Okay, that's how the difference of this world is, right? It says, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahamashiach Yahushai. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life. You have to separate yourself from this life. Part of separating yourself from this life is getting your mind into that ancient mind state, that way from the east, that ancient righteous way. All right, this is the lifestyle that the devil set up, and he's trying to perfect his image. Okay, that way of life through technocracy, through wickedness, through doubt, okay, through evil, all right, through witchcraft. This is what he's setting up, through complete control over the people, all right, to have godlike power over you, all right. It says, with affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. All right, let's keep going. Psalm 1:1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. And I always was against certain activities, okay? If I didn't see that there was anything positive that can come out of it, or if I recognized the person and what they're into and how it could become a knucklehead situation, if you will, I didn't deal with that, man. I wasn't really around. I knew him. I didn't treat you differently, but I wasn't going to hang and follow with knuckleheads like that, man. Nah, man. I was always told a hard head make a soft ass, and I believed it. Okay, and when I didn't believe it, I got enough ass whoopings anyway that I was fully warned not to go the knucklehead route. Okay, it says, walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners. Okay, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Okay, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do he meditate day and night. And we were looking for a better, righteous path to take, man, because the way life wasn't making sense. So when this word activated in us, it awoke something in us. Matter of fact, 2 Peter 3:1, this second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance. Okay, it woke us up. Okay, our real spirit, our pure mind, who we really were when we heard this word. We put off the Western mind state and humbled ourselves to accept the righteous ancient way, the old path again. Okay. I'm tripping. Let me read too. That ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets, and of the commandment of us, the apostles of the Lord Yahushua, and Savior. Okay, an important thing to understand about that humbling, that pure mind that was activated in us, that's what allowed us to humble ourselves and to hear and receive this word as it was broken down unto us. Okay, and that's what it takes. All right, and it takes that diligence, studying to show thyself approved, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. All right. Wisdom of Solomon 6. I was going to start at the main point, but I want to read up a little bit. This is verse 6, chapter 6, verse 9. It says, Unto you, therefore, O kings, do I speak, that ye may learn wisdom and not fall away. Okay? And a lot of us, you can see that that's what we were always aiming for, to do the right thing, to be successful with our moral standard, with our integrity, with our character. Okay? Not about success in the world, having money, getting over, doing this and doing that. All right? Verse 10, it says, For they that keep holiness holily shall be judged holy, and they that have learned such things shall find what to answer. And that's one thing that I always was seeking, was to have answers. I had a chick break up with me. She said, man, you'll know it all. You think you know everything. I was like, no, I don't. I just know what I know. She was like, nah, she was pissed, because I was calling her out and she hadn't thought these things through. Verse 11, therefore set your affection on my words. Okay, desire them and ye shall be instructed. And that's what we always needed, right? It says, wisdom is glorious and never fadeth away. Yea, she is easily seen of them that love her, and found of such as seek her. And a lot of us brothers in this truth, man, you see that be the case. Okay, we were always looking for that answer, looking for more wisdom, right? She prevented them that desire her, and making herself first known unto them. Whoso seeketh her early shall have no great travail, for he shall find her sitting at his doors. To think therefore upon her is the perfection of wisdom, and whoso watcheth for her shall quickly be without care. For she goeth about seeking such as are worthy of her, showing herself favorably unto them in the ways, and meeting them in every thought. And here's the point here, for the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline. And I knew that was always what I needed. I needed discipline in my life. Okay? I needed discipline. I needed to know where the boundary was at, and I needed to know how to play by the righteous rules, man. And that's what the scriptures give you. Okay? Once I understand how the game is played, I can play the game. I want to try to master it. Okay? And a lot of brothers that you meet have that same mentality. They want to try to master their walk. Okay, which is that course, man. Trying to figure out how to master this thing that we may be found worthy, right? And the care of discipline is love. And the love is the keeping of her laws, and the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption, and incorruption maketh us near unto the Most High. Okay, therefore the desire of desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. All right? So it shows you how to get to the kingdom of heaven, man, through wisdom. First with the fear of the Lord and discipline and seeking wisdom, so on and so forth, right? I go here. Ezekiel 9:4, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. You conversate with a man of the Lord, and they could always refer back to, we always knew something wasn't right. With the world, things just wasn't right in the world. Things are unbalanced, and just the wicked are winning, and you could feel it, man. It just felt wrong, and not only that, but I don't fit in either, and I don't fit into that type of world. But this is the way the world is. So how do I figure out how to be successful in this world and fit in? Well, this truth came along, and then everything made sense, and now I know where I fit. Okay. This is the type of lifestyle that I've always dreamed of having. Okay? Now everything that I'm doing makes sense because I can refer back to the scriptures and find out if I'm going off or if I'm doing the right thing. It's not some arbitrary, this sheik or this guru or this other holy priest or whatever can tell me their opinion about how I should be living my life. Well, I got the Creator passing the wisdom down, okay, showing us how to live, all right, and how to follow his instructions, all right. Isaiah 28, verse 9, to whom, let me see what's above it, yep, verse 9, whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. And that's an important scripture to know, because you're not just coming into this thing a regular Jake off the street. You know, you already was sighing and crying. You felt things wasn't right. You sought after wisdom. You didn't fit into the way the Western world was set up, and just things is off, and you just feel irritated, vexed. You know, and when this truth comes around, now you have, matter of fact, verse 12, to whom he said, this is the rest wherewith ye may cause the weary to rest. And this is where we found peace and rest at. When you heard this word, oh, I got these answers now. Now that I have these answers, now I'm more at peace. I need to learn this. Hold on. Now my struggle is about gaining this information. Okay? That I need this information to help my life. Okay? And this is the refreshing, yet they would not hear. All right? That's the point. Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast, you already have to be moving in this direction. And I mean, you know, a lot of us was in the church, the Christian, Catholic, Baptist, whatever church. Some of us was into Islam. Some of us was into Egyptology. There was always that wisdom that you're looking for a path. Man, we saw ancient customs of Japan and China and the pharaohs, and you know, Jake was always looking for something, you know, a way to go. But when this truth came, man, it was like the light came on, man. All right. It's like my life is now had begun. That's why when it says born again, I feel like that. And I had a full life of, of bullshit before, but it was all designed to preserve me to now. Not that it was bullshit, but there were clues through my whole life about what was going on. But when this truth came, boom, now I know the purpose of my life has been realized, right? And when that purpose is realized, you're like, this is what I'm always meant to do. And that's what you'll realize, man. It was that Eastern way, that ancient way, that righteous way that you were looking for, because you knew that you settled for it, but you was like, and for some reason, going to college and getting a degree and going to work at this place and doing that, it just don't vibe with me like that. I can't, I don't want to be a policeman. I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to go to 7 years of college and study it and get in debt with that and then go buy a house with a white picket fence and marry a woman and have 2.5 kids. And I don't want to do that. That didn't seem like a realistic life. Okay? None of it made sense. Now, it's funny not to hold on to this world, but now I can see the purpose in having those things. After I've seen the truth, now I can see the purpose of why I would want a bigger house, and want kids. I can understand better, but also understanding the prophecies, that ain't the greatest things to be desiring after, especially in this Western world where we're, the image of the beast is being laid out before you, and you're at the point now where we're being put onto that path to follow after the beast, to be in servitude under the beast. All right, Psalm 51, which is a beautiful chapter, okay, a repentant chapter, if you will. But this verse 17 says, the sacrifices of the Most High are a broken spirit. Okay, and that's funny. Jake is always kind of in a broken spirit, man. That's part of making ourselves a living sacrifice, man. So that we don't get the same joy for the random worldly things that people get. Like if you were a Chiefs fan, you damn near, had an orgasm, man. You just got pictures of people up there want to, a nigga kicked his mama out or whoever she was, somebody, auntie or somebody out because his team lost and she was bragging on him. Okay? But for us, we were like, man, we don't care. But for them, it's like, we're broken, man. It was like, damn, I gotta get a new battery for my car. I gotta go get an oil change. Like, man, I ain't worried about the goddamn Super Bowl. Besides pointing out and edifying on the occult that's going on and the numerology or whatever the case may be, right? It said the sacrifices of the Most High are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart. O power, thou will not despise. Let's look up the word contrite. I read the NLT first. It says the sacrifices you desire is a broken spirit. Talk about the Heavenly Father. You will not reject a broken and repentant heart, O power, right? Contrite is, oops. Shoot. My bad. Contrite is H1794.ca. See, it says .ca. .ca. Yep. Let's see here. To crush, to be contrite, be broken. Yeah, we're broken because I had a friend that told me, man, I don't want to believe it. I can't believe the conspiracy goes that deep. Well, yeah, it broke me when I realized the conspiracy, because I just was like, fuck it, I better, I'm messing around looking for a better way of life, something that I can trust in and have faith in and hope for, and everything's bullshit, man. So now I realize, you know what? Let me go and get on board and start getting with the everyday ho-hum, Joe Six-Pack way of life. And then the truth came, and then it's like, oh, this is what I've been waiting for. This is what I've been looking for. Okay? And it breaks you because you realize everything's bullshit. Okay? The whole Western way of life is upside down in BS. Okay? And you knew it, and right when you was about to just be succumbed to the Western BS wicked world, the truth came, man. Call all y'all Bashim y'all shy. Right? Crush, contrite, be broken, crush down, crush in pieces, collapse, break, crouch, right? So I'm gonna leave it at that. I think that's the point of the video, man. So this thing activated in us because we were always set apart. Matter of fact, I got one more scripture to close on. Matter of fact, that'll be well. 2 Ezra 9, I'll start at 18. Now when I prepared the world, which was not yet made, even for them to dwell in that now live, no man spake against me, as he set this whole thing up. Right? It says, for then everyone obeyed. But now the manners of them which are created in this world are corrupted by our perpetual seed. Okay? And we live amongst that perpetual seed, man. Okay? We know the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. Okay? And then, Lord willing, we have the spirit of truth on us. Okay? To the end. It says, and by a law which is unsearchable, rid themselves. Right? So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it. And we can see that there was something wrong with them devices, man. Something wrong with that way of life. Okay? And I saw and spared it greatly, and kept me a grape of the cluster and a plant of a great people. Okay? Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept. All right? And it seems like that's what it was for us, man. When you're called to this thing, there's some niggas, Jake out there, man, that ain't going to wake up no matter what you do. That they're good for nothing but missile fuel, man. Okay? But they're created to set the example of punishment, man. Okay? Then their minds can't be moved from that. Okay? But I would strongly believe have faith in that the elect, it was just waiting for something to be activated in them. It was always there. All right? And we didn't fit into the world before, but the world to come will fit better in, and ultimately into the kingdom of heaven. It'll be perfect, right? It says, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. Okay? And so that's it, man. So, he's made it perfect for his elect and the 1/3, 144,000 and the 1/3. And it's like this world never was where it was at. We was sharp enough to figure it out and try to navigate in it, but when the truth came, it made it all make sense. It made our lives, and when we just, certain things just didn't sit right and fit right, we wouldn't go about it. We just couldn't be about those things that were of the world before. So separating from the world now is not too difficult. Okay? There has to be temptation and there will be a test and all of that, to see if you're worthy in your faith and all of this. So things will come to you. You'll be like, damn, if I could just this, if I could just that. And it'll be what it is, or what it's supposed to be. But to know that everything that you were born feeling and thinking was set up for a purpose, man, is an important thing to know, and to take that and let that propel you in your walk, man, and keep you disciplined and on track. All right, that's what this is for. You was called for a reason, Lord willing, chosen, man. So with that, I'm gonna close over and it's edifying, giving all praise and glory to the Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Bashim Ar Kakwadash. To the next one, Shalom.